Etymology and historical origin of the baby name Albert. Albert comes from the Germanic language with Frankish origins. It's rooted in the words adal meaning noble and berht meaning bright, famous. The French Normans brought the name to England, which replaced its Old English counterpart Albiort. The name was used throughout Western Europe in medieval times by many royal and noble families. While not as popular in England as it was in Europe, Albert experienced resurrection in the 1800s during the reign of Queen Victoria in homage to her beloved husband and consort, the German-born Prince Albert of Saxe-Coburg-Gotha. Other famous bearers include the brilliant Albert Einstein and the philosophical Albert Camus. Today, the name Albert is most popular in the nation of Denmark and Catalonia, Spain. Personality of the boy named Albert. The number 4 personality is marked by stability and discipline. This is the personality that follows the rules and is conservative by nature. They have an earthbound energy that prefers to build things methodically on top of firm foundations. They don't cut corners. 4s take their time and don't like to be hurried. But the outcome of their endeavors is likely to result in some strong and useful structure, which makes them great engineers and inventors. 4s are anything but frivolous or controversial. This is a trustworthy, straightforward personality that embodies dedication and organization. They are the backbone and anchor in their relationships, careers, and communities. They are tidy, punctual, and full of integrity. Hard work comes naturally to a 4, and they are immensely reliable. This is the personality you can always count on. Popularity of the boy named Albert. Albert was an enormously popular name in 19th century America. The height of the name's usage was really around the turn of the 20th century, when it was ranked around position number 15 in the early 1900s. In fact, Albert was a top 50 choice all the way up until the mid-1940s. In 1968, Albert dropped off the top 100 list of most commonly used boy names in the United States. It would not return to its former glory. In the latter half of the 20th century, Albert saw a slow and steady decline on the charts. His fall from fame was not sudden or even noticeable until we reached the 21st century. Now it seems clear that Albert is no longer in fashion. The name is lightly used and probably by only the most traditional of parents. This is an old-school name like Alfred, Alvin, or Aldo. One of those old man names that haven't fared as well as the old ladies in today's naming trend that favors turn-of-the-century names. Albert sounds like it could be the name of your uncle or grandfather. Even the nickname Berht seems outdated. But that's simply part of the name's bright charm. Perhaps no longer famous, we still think Albert is a princely name loaded with nobility. Quick facts on Albert. Gender, boy. Origin, English. Number of syllables, 2. Ranking popularity, 421. Pronunciation, Albrt. Simple meaning, noble, bright, famous. Characteristics of Albert. Conservative, hardworking, industrious, studious, dependable, solid, practical. Cultural references to the baby name Albert. Literary characters of the baby name Albert. Albert McKisco is a minor but significant character in F. Scott Fitzgerald's novel, Tender is the Night, which began as a 4-part serial in Scribner's magazine in 1934. Starting out as a relatively bothersome character, Albert morphs into a successful novelist and a likable guy. His claims to fame lie both in his service as a foil for the protagonist, Dick Diver, and as a representative of the alter ego of his author, F. Scott Fitzgerald. Albert is a rather annoying, inferior, unsuccessful would-be writer until he engages in a duel with a war veteran. He survives the duel, and the event transforms him. Albert, newly self-confident, becomes what he wants to be, a man of action, churning out novel after novel and becoming the toast of the continent. All the while Albert's fortunes rise, Dick Diver's fall, as did Fitzgerald's own. Fitzgerald was to have long-lasting success and acclaim, but he didn't know that at the end of his own life. Perhaps if his parents had named him Albert. Just asking. Popular songs on Albert. A song by Bob Dylan, Frankie and Albert, Uncle Albert, a song by Paul McCartney. Famous people named Albert. Albert Einstein, renowned physicist, Albert Edwards, football player, Albert Camus, Nobel Prize-winning author, Albert Siebert, hockey player, Albert Brooks, actor, Albert Schweitzer, Nobel Prize winner for peace, Albert Bell, baseball player, Albert Costa, tennis player, Albert Hoffman, Swiss chemist, inventor of LSD, Albert Arnold, Al Gore, environmentalist, Albert Pujols, baseball player, Prince Albert, royalty.